The Volquest 2-Minute Drill is brought to you by Food City, official tailgating headquarters of the Vols.
Welcome to the Food City 2-Minute Drill as Tennessee defeats Syracuse 45-26. They do cover, Eric Kane.
They do.
It was an ugly second half. Tennessee raced out. They had a big lead at the half and then just kind of got to the finish line.
It's kind of weird. Like, we've covered a lot of games, and a lot of games were not good performances and everything. And, like, you walk down here to the post-game press conference, you're just kind of like, man, what a gross game and all that. You look up, they won by 19. They had almost 500 yards total offense. As bad as defense was in the second half when they were playing, I know we'll talk about it, they were playing everybody on the roster because of injuries. They still forced 2 turnovers, led to touchdowns. But still, you kind of have that feeling coming out of here, even though they overall did a lot of good things.
The game lasted so long.
Yeah.
Rowan went from dress for kickoff to dress for Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost lasted that long.
No kidding.
Joey Aguilar was really, really solid. First game, hit that huge deep ball to Braylon Staley, and it was just super solid on a lot of other throws. A little bit high from time to time, but I mean, just 3 touchdowns, almost 250 yards, a great first performance. And here's the biggest thing. For all the talk about interceptions, didn't put the ball in harm's way.
Yeah, he did a good job, and I thought Tennessee's coaching staff made it comfortable for him. You and I talked about that on the pregame 2-minute drill. Just doing what you do that makes you comfortable, kind of getting you settled in. I thought that they did a great job in that regard. Yeah, he missed high on some, and there were a couple of balls that were not the best throws, but I thought even his receiver still should have caught. But no, he did a great job. It was great to see him come out here. He didn't put the ball in harm's way. Connected on that deep ball. That looked good. Converted on some big-time third downs earlier in the football game. He was great. Again, Syracuse defense, I still think it's going to be awful all year long, but he did a phenomenal job this year.
Running the football. Tennessee able to do that effectively with 3 tailbacks. Even DeJuan Morris got into the game for a series. I love what Star Thomas brought to the table. Deshaun Bishop was just steady Eddie. And Tennessee's able to run the ball again effectively in this Josh Heupel scheme.
Yeah, I thought all 3 looked good. I thought DeJuan Morris came in there and added something. Star Thomas just ran really hard. You and I made the comment about that. Like, every time he ran the football, like, it's like he's been doing it for 6 years, which he's been doing it for 6 years. Yeah. What I liked, Austin, is how they utilize those guys in the backfield. Now, the touchdown to Star Thomas, I mean, that was a scramble drill, so good on both him and Aguilar. But, I mean, they made it a point to throw it to Deshaun Bishop a couple of times. And, utilize those guys. They're pretty good pass catchers, they did here in week 1.
Yeah, all 3 running backs find the end zone via a catch or a run in game number 1. Tennessee defensively flash. They had 5 sacks. That's more than any game that they did a year ago. Now, a couple of those were linebacker sacks. Evan Spillman had 1. Arian Carter had 1. I said all offseason I thought they would dial it up with that kind of Aaron Beasley linebacker blitz stuff. They did that today and could have got home a couple more times. Boo Carter was in position. Yeah. They gave up 4 touchdowns. 3 of the 4, though, were on drives where Syracuse had to convert a 4th down. A couple of them 4th and long. So how many times are you going to face a team that's willing to go for it on 4th down that many times?
And I didn't realize this until you said it there in the second half. Syracuse went for it on 4th down a ton last year.
40 times last year.
Yeah, a ton. And so I didn't really realize that aggressiveness from Fran Brown and his staff. But it's kind of frustrating. You got to get off the field. And to your point, will teams normally stay out there that long and attempt those 4th downs? Probably not. But it really does kind of leave a sour taste in your mouth. You know, that fourth down today, that was inside the 10-yard line. They made the stop, thankfully. Yeah. But before that, all those 3 4th down conversions led to touchdowns. So, again, leaves a sour taste in your mouth. They got after the quarterback, 5 sacks, 9 TFLs, 2 turnovers. 1 was a scoop and score. Nathan Robinson, I thought, flashed there in the first half.
Got injured again.
Yeah, of course.
But flashed.
But I thought he looked really good in the first half. The blitzes you pointed out, and Joshua Josephs mentioned this, Tim Banks is dialing it up, did some nice things with the linebackers, Jalen McMurray off the edge. Got to clean some things up, and they got to get some guys healthy. That's the biggest thing, Austin. I mean, we look down there, and at points in time, Brandon Ains and Ben Bolton were there at linebacker, and that's awesome. But against Georgia in 2 weeks, you need your dogs in there, right? And they got to get them healthy.
Ricky Gibson exited this football game with, I think, an arm type injury. Never came back. Ty Redmond played fantastic. One other player finally to wrap up that did not play was a late scratch. Was David Sanders, which is a blow for him because now his first game will be next week at home against TTSU. But Josh Heupel talked about it. A great teammate, would really kind of could have taken it hard, but kind of stay positive when he found out this morning that he wasn't going to be able to play.
You know what? I hate the fact that he couldn't play for sure, but you know what I do like? I like the fact that we saw Jesse Perry play an entire game at right tackle.
Yeah,
we saw Shane Morrow play an entire game at left guard. We know Wendell Moy. By the way, I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah.
He could play either guard spot. So if that happens again this season, we've already seen contingency number one. We
Yeah.
saw it for an entire game, but obviously hope Davis Sanders gets back out there, and the expectation is that he will.
Tennessee wins it 45-26. That's it from here in Atlanta. He's Eric Gain. I'm Austin Price for the Food City 2-Minute Drill.
The Volquest 2-Minute Drill is brought to you by Food City, official tailgating headquarters of the Vols.